Hey guys, D1sco here today. I'm going to be reacting to the Dead by Daylight, the October 2023 developer update. This was posted today, probably earlier. I was not able to get to it until right now, but yeah, let's jump into this. Greetings, ghouls, ghosts, and ghouls. Okay, whatever. We're back with another developer update. This time covering all the adjustments on the way following our last public test build PTP. I made a few videos during that, but not many. We unveiled some major changes during this PTP, including the new anti-face camping mechanic. Didn't ever get to test that, really. And an overhaul to the Skull Merchant's power. Never got to use their power because I suck ass and got destroyed and got absolutely and utterly destroyed by those bots. Plus, us with play feedback to go through, and we like to share a few tweaks we'll be making when this update goes live, and a few more in the minor patches stuff. All Skull Merchant. Let's the overhaul on the PTB. We set our sights on the frustrating strategies that emerged due to how the Skull Merchant's power worked. While we're pleased to see that she was no longer a gen defending powerhouse, aka the free genning queen, we noticed many felt that she was left in a weaker state. A lot of people hated how she was. But again, I didn't get to test jack fucking shit as her because I fucking suck ass and I am the worst Dead by Daylight player of all time. The intent of this update is not to weaken this killer overall, but you should have because it would make our lives so much easier. So we'll be making a series of adjustments to address some of the feedback we received while we get scanning. During the PTB, many killers reported having difficulty scanning survivors with their drones, making the frequency of lockout lower than we'd like to ensure their eyes in the sky are towards the torment. And then in parentheses, it just says sorry, goddammit. Yeah, I didn't really get to scan anybody because I suck, so, you know. We have a series of changes in store. First, we noticed that because drones always rotated clockwise, it was less likely that survivors would be scanned if they were also running a loop clockwise, since the beams would cross their path less often. This is most noticeable. Again, never got to test this, so I don't know what the fuck any of this means. This is most noticeable in tiles, which survivors ideally want to run in a clockwise direction anyway to line themselves up for a fast vault. To remedy this, the Skull Merchant can now toggle the direction her drones rotate while using her radar. Okay. This way you can swap directions to force the beam across the survivor's path more often. Experienced killers who know the best ways to run certain tiles will also be able to preemptively choose the best direction for the loop they've deployed their drone. AKA, if you're D1sco, just don't even bother because you are getting a 0 OK no matter what the fuck you do. Secondly, some found drone management to be a little stressful, largely since recalling a drone would put your power on cooldown. This forced the killer to rush to recall drones that are no longer needed whenever they had a moment of downtime so their power was ready for their next chase. To address this, drones can now be recalled at any time and recalling a drone no longer incurs a cooldown. Okay, that change is nice. I like the cooldown change. The toggle direction one is not bad either, but I suck, so I can't really get any use out of that. But I like I do like the recalling, no longer getting rid of the power time. Eyes in the sky. We've made a series of smaller adjustments to make it harder for survivors to cross for a drone's effective area without being scanned. Increase the drone's radius. 10 meters was 8 meters. That's good. Increase the drone's rotation speed in stealth mode to 60 degrees per second was 50. I think that's pretty good too. And then increase the drone's rotation speed in scouting mode to 85 degrees per second was 75. Honestly, not bad. Lastly, to give the Skull Merchant more control when deploying a drone, the drone's beams now face directly in front and behind her by default. Okay. Allowing skill characteristics to scan through point. We have also decreased the drone's initialization time to 0.3 seconds, was 1.5 seconds, so they activate more quickly and feel more responsible. Honestly, not bad. Combine these changes make the Skull Merchant feel better and to play and more consistent now that her drones can't be used to defend generators. Anti-face camping. Anti-face camping is here, and so is the killer. This mechanic aims to provide survivors with counterplay for some of the most outrageous cases of camping. From what we observed on P2B, the system seems to come to the rescue when needed most. Though we'll of course continue monitoring and make adjustments as needed. However, there were a few rough edges which we're looking at to refine before this goes live. Grace period. One of the most common critiques of this mechanic comes from the way the meter immediately starts to fill before the killer could possibly walk away. Although this alone wouldn't cause riders to free themselves, this understandably feels as if the game is wrongly treating you as if you're camping. There will now be a 7-second grace period from the meter which starts filling after hooking a survivor. This will give the killer an opportunity to walk away before the system kicks in. With a little wiggle room to kick a nearby generator or reload at a walker. Honestly, that's not bad because you're getting, because without that grace period, like what they said, if it started filling up as soon as you hook them, which could be a big deal. So I'm very happy. So the grace period is actually pretty nice for players that don't camp and are trying to walk away, but the game's treating them like you're camping. Honestly, that's good. Dying and carried survivors. During the PTB, dying and carried survivors did not influence the fill rate of the meter. The former led to some awkward scenarios where a dying survivor was a perk that allowed them to pick themselves up, could force the killer to stay nearby while landing above. Accelerated that strategy as well as punishing the killer for hooking multiple survivors in the basement. Therefore, dying will slow the meter as though they were standing, as so long as they were in the area, and carry survivors now pause the progress bar completely. That's good. I mean, if it just works out that you're able to hook people in the basement, like that carry survivor thing is a big deal. So that's actually pretty nice. Verticality. I don't know. When this feature was tested on the PTB, it treated both horizontal and vertical distances equally. However, this had a side effect of detecting killers on different floors, as camping had been the shortest path to hook survivor was rather long. This was especially noticeable in indoor maps such as the game. In a later update, the meter will be weighted more heavily towards horizontal distance than vertical. This will make the meter a little more forgivable if the killer passes by on another floor. That's good. Perk updates. We received a bunch of feedback on the 2 perks which were tweaked in the last PTP, which I got 0 value out of because I suck. So we went back to the drawing board to deliver new set changes. First of Chase. We initially increased the tear radius reduction for each token. The may still did not find this a very appealing choice. First of Chase will be receiving a rework when the update goes live. When hooking the obsession, gain undetectable and a 5% haste status effect for 14, 16, 18 seconds. When the obsession is rescued from the hook, the rescuer becomes the obsession unchanged. With this new version, Furtive Chase rewards the killers for switching targets and allows them to find a new survivor to chase more quickly after hooking. I mean, not bad, but we'll see what the more skilled players think. Background player. This perk is most often used for saving teammates, which makes sense, allowing you to get into position quickly in key moments. However, since the killer's pickup animation is shorter than the perk's duration, it would usually be too late to save your teammate by the time the speed boost ended. Therefore, background player now causes you to sprint at 200% speed, was 150% speed for 5 seconds, was 4 seconds when the killer picks up a dying survivor. Honestly, not bad. This way, background player will allow you to cover more distance quicker than before, potentially allowing you to get into position time to make the save. Honestly, not bad. The Trapper. I'm kind of nervous about this because I really like this change, even if I sucked. We were delighted to see such a positive reaction to the adjustments we made for the Trapper. Oh, thank God, because I actually did like them. As we dug through the PTB feedback, many of you found it impractical to wander so far to gather your traps at the start of the match. Yeah, that was always kind of weird. They're very far apart. When you're in a match, they're just far apart, so it's hard to use them effectively because you have to walk, pretty far in between them to pick them up. The Trapper's still in the spotlight. We've decided to make one more change as soon as we're able to. The Trapper's bear traps will spawn closer to generators. This way you'll have to stray less from your usual patrol routes than before the cliff trap. I like that. Unfortunately, we weren't able to squeeze this change into the initial release, but this will be a part of one of the smaller patches in the coming weeks. Honestly, I like that Trapper change, and I'm very excited for it to come. Shared Square. I got absolutely destroyed on the map. It was definitely way small. It was noticeably way smaller, but I just got absolutely destroyed because I suck. So let's see what they say. Last but certainly not least, we have a few more adjustments on the way for the Shattered Square. We received some feedback regarding the strength of certain palette loops and the number of palettes overall. For the updates release, we have reviewed the loops in question and slightly reduced the number of palettes, which, well, honestly, that's good. That's fair too. I like that. And that brings us to the end of this developer update. We want to thank you, as always, for taking the time to test out the changes on the P2B. Nearly all the adjustments mentioned in this post will be available when the update releases, with the rest following and a minor patch shortly after. We look forward to hearing what you think. Until next time, the Y team. With all that being said, my final thoughts and opinions on this is good. I like it. It's not bad. It's honestly pretty good. The school merchant stuff does make sense. I figured they'd probably have to rework her, or do something different with her, because of how poorly she was received upon release. I know YouTuber Scott Johns was very harsh on her. Was very negative about her changes. There's another YouTuber, I can't think of the name right now. That was another person that thought it was absolutely terrible. Those were the only stuff I saw on it, just because I didn't care enough and I wanted to experience it on my own, which I was unable to because I suck in general. But yeah, so the school merchant changes, I'm definitely excited to see. It sounds like they're, I like how they're trying to make her new changes work. I'm so happy she's no longer the free genning queen, because that was super annoying. God, I hated that. But now she's actually seems a bit funner to go up against, and because she can't just camp the gens. Like now she actually has to like chase you and stuff, which is nice. But yeah, so that change was nice. The Shattered Square changes sounds fair. I wasn't really, before I read that, I wasn't sure what they were going to do to it, but looking at certain palette loops and getting rid of some of the palettes makes sense. I have nothing against that change. The Trapper change I'm very excited for. The Trapper's been getting some much needed and really good changes recently, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm not sure what to think of Furtive Chase. It sounds really good, but we'll have to wait and see when that's in the live game. Background player sounds really nice as well. So honestly, I liked everything in this. Yeah, I can't wait to. I'm excited to play all this. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the algorithmic garbage. It helps us out a lot and means a lot to us. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.